Hey, it's Topher right here on Geek Public Radio at geekpublicradio.com. How are you guys doing this fine evening? I am great. With me, as always, is
Me.
you.
Oh, I'm Crazy Chris. That's right. Yeah. Hi, everybody. How's it going?
Hello, everybody.
I'm excited.
All right, so we got a lot of cool stuff coming up. We are going to be leaning into our big weekend at Days of the Dead and having a great time. We're going to talk a little bit about some horror movies and whatnot, so keep it right here. I totally paused.
It's all right.
So what is happening?
damn it.
we literally just got off of one convention, had a weekend to rest. I didn't rest.
yeah.
I had a game that I had to run,
I had my babies.
and then you ran a game.
Yeah, and then I ran a game.
Yeah, so like I ran Saturday, you ran Sunday.
Yep. super fun times. I had a good time. Like, literally, I left the con, picked up my babies. I took them back Wednesday because they're off for the break, and so I took them back Wednesday. Came into the studio, worked till Saturday, then Sunday I ran game, and then I kind of took yesterday. I didn't really even take Monday off either though, because I came in. I finished a wrapper, and then
Yeah, you came in and then like you did. It was pretty quick.
yeah, it wasn't terrible, but it was still.
I was delivering. I made one delivery in the time that you did all of that.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
I was like, and done.
Yeah. And this turned out way better than I thought. So here you go.
Yeah, pretty much. I was like, oh, this ended up working out really well. Kind of proud of both of these. Here you go.
So if everything goes right,
Which it always does.
well, this is with Amazon, so we'll see.
Okay.
If everything goes right, here shortly, the Black Book will be on Audible. So you will be able to not only read the Black Book, don't read the book.
Don't read the book. Listen to the book.
Yeah.
Buy the book, and you can listen to the audiobook. I read the book for you, so you don't have to.
And
safe.
he went missing for a little while, but he's back now.
It was kind of weird. I'm still not 100% sure that we're not in the middle of a story, and that some tragic stuff's going to happen.
Now that's quite literally.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Don't mess with me now.
Yeah, you're welcome. The Black Book Part 2.
The Electric Boogaloo.
Hey, that's actually a great title. I think we should write that down. Copyright 2021, Geek Public Radio, Rutledge Productions, and GP Publishing.
Right?
Can't be too careful. No, but I'm actually really excited for Days of the Dead. I almost said the other thing.
Yeah?
Because you made me think of it. Now I'm like, God dang it. But Days of the Dead is this weekend. I am stoked. And Chris and I were sitting here talking, and we're trying to figure out, like, not necessarily ideas for the show, because there's plenty of geek content out there. And we have lots of stuff to discuss as far as the geek world is concerned as well. But we wanted to kind of do like a hype-ish type video to get you guys fired up, because we're fired up for Days of the Dead this weekend in Indianapolis, Indiana. Not August. That's a different thing we're going to talk about. But this weekend, it'll be July 16th, 17th, and 18th, 21st and Shadeland Avenue at the Marriott. So you guys,
The Marriott East.
The Marriott East. Make sure that you guys come into the conference side, get your tickets, get everything that you guys need to get your passes for the weekend. There's going
You
to
might
be.
do hurry up soon because it is
going to sell out. It is going to sell. The VIP is already gone. We will be probably partaking in some of those extracurricular activities, but like Days of the Dead. So I feel like screw it. It's a great segue. Let's just run right into it. Right?
Yeah, sure.
We got Days of the Dead. So Indianapolis, July 16th through the 18th. These are just some of the names, and we're going to talk about them. Okay. So we're going to talk about some of the people that are going to be there. So we've got Richard Dreyfuss, Alice Cooper, Corey Taylor, Philip Anselmo. Let me see who else. Andy Black from Black Veil Brides, Danielle Harris. I'm so sorry, Danielle. I'm so sorry. Forgive me, please. Beautiful Danielle Harris, please forgive me. Kevin Sorbo, And if you don't know who that is, I don't know what to tell you.
Hercules.
Susan Backliny, Bill Moseley, Tony Moran, Jacob Reynolds, who's actually from Gummo, which some people may not even know what that is, but it's a really creepy movie. William Forsythe, you got Sky Elabar, Michael St. Michaels, Damian Leone, David Howard Thornton, Lou Gossett Jr. is going to be there, Stephen Joffreys, Tony Todd, Kiss Resurrection, Tom Sizemore, Taso Stavrakis, Renee Banks, Paul Musser, Jeffrey Voorhees. Are you getting the point? Butch Patrick. It's going to be that's Eddie Munster, by the way, just for y'all's knowledge. He's full grown now, but he did play Eddie Munster. But yeah, just so you guys are like, this is going to be an absolutely star-studded lineup. And what's really cooler about this, Days of the Dead Chicago is going to be even crazier, and we're going to that too. But that's later down the line. We'll hype that up more, but we're going to hype up Days of the Dead Indianapolis. So all of those crazy people are going to be at the Days of the Dead event in Indianapolis. So if you wanted to meet any of those people, I know a couple of my friends are actually real big fans of the Greasy Strangler, and then the two main characters from that are going to be there. That's going to be fun. But yeah, so
even my mom was contemplating. She's like, I like Alice Cooper.
See, it's like it's got something for everybody. The Kiss Resurrection thing is the one that's got me really curious. Like,
I think it's a cover band.
I'm sure it probably is, and that saddens me. But man, it just makes me hyped. What if it is Kiss? But so Richard Dreyfuss being there is really interesting to me.
I mean,
for a variety of no, he's been in like several things, and that's the whole thing. American Graffiti. He's been in Jaws, Stand By Me, Close Encounters.
Yeah.
So just those things, just knowing that he was in like those iconic movies, like especially even like obviously Jaws was like the iconic role that a lot of people know Richard Dreyfuss from, and when I hear his name, that's usually what I think of as Jaws.
Right.
But you've got American Graffiti, which not a lot of people, to my knowledge, that are of this generation especially, or even maybe the prior generation, they don't know what the hell that movie is. They have no idea. And it was...
What do you mean prior to... You mean, but after you...
Like, yeah, so, like...
I'm going to say, because, like, my generation, like, that's an awesome movie.
Hang on. I gotta phrase this. So, like, Gen Z and, like, most of your later millennials or zennials or whatever you want to call them, like, they don't really... I was on the tail end of that, so I got to like grow up under that influential sphere of media, so I got to know and learn about that stuff. And my parents are big film buffs, and I'm a big film buff. I like movies, I like to watch movies, I like to critique movies. If you go to geekpublicradio.com, you can see some of my reviews. I just did one for
Here's a punk review.
Yeah, I did a punk review, but I did Army of the Dead. I just reviewed that movie too. So I mean, if you guys haven't seen that yet, and you wanted to know what it's all about, go check it out. It was interesting. Wasn't bad.
There's a spoiler-free.
It's pretty much spoiler-free. I talk about a little bit of the plot, but nothing that you wouldn't get from the trailer. So, yeah, I like give away like maybe the first 30 seconds of the film. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. But yeah, so like I said, Jaws really though primarily is where I know him from, and then you had mentioned. Obviously, Close Encounters and Stand By Me. Right. And I completely forgot he was in Stand By Me. I really did.
Wait, I mean, he's in the
he's the
beginning and the end. He's the narrator.
Yeah.
He's actually what's his name after he's grown up.
Right. Which is really funny because it kind of looks like the guy from like when you look at it kind of looks like the older not Richie the other older one, but he kind of looks like Richard Dreyfuss from Jaws and stuff like that. Kind of reminds me of that guy, and it was. I mean, obviously it was a design, not by design, but it was man, my brain is just not functioning, y'all. I'm so sorry. It was more the style of the time, the way people dress, the way they wore their hair, stuff like that. So I'm sure that has a lot to do with it. But yeah, out of those movies that instant recognition, which one do you think would be your favorite?
From him?
Yeah.
Stand By Me.
Is that because of Pigman?
Well, no, but it's the one that I will watch anytime it's on.
Right.
And like Close Encounters is like the near second.
Fair.
But I'm in the first one, so.
You're in what?
Stand By Me.
You're in it?
Yeah.
Oh, because Topher?
Well, no, because not Joaquin, but River Phoenix plays a character named Me.
He does. That's actually an accurate statement.
And so it's a double-edged sword. Like, I grew up with a couple buddies always going, hey, you want to go see a dead body?
Yeah.
So
Does Stand By Me, did it take place in Indiana, or was it in Maine, like all of Stephen King's work?
I don't remember. It's connected. I know that.
Was it Derry?
I don't think I don't know if they named the actual town in it.
Now I'm gonna have to look it up because I thought Stand By Me was in Indiana. Like I'm actually, you know what? It's worth a Google. I'm gonna find out while you talk about it.
In Castle Rock.
I haven't seen those all yet, by the way.
They actually tied the first season. Have you seen the first season of Castle Rock?
I've seen the first 8 episodes of Castle Rock.
Well,
it got put on hold because it was something that Jassel wanted to watch. So,
and he never got back to it.
No, of course not.
So, watching like in the middle of that.
Nope. That's why it sounded so familiar. It takes place in the fictional town of Castle Rock, Oregon. That's where he got the name for it. That's it. Okay. Well, that's where they got the name for the series. That's it. Okay.
I say because Castle Rock is actually they transplanted it over where like Derry and Shawshank and everything was right there. Like they put it all in this thing where
And
like,
Castle Rock, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. Which is also the name of his publishing company.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So for me, I think Jaws would be my favorite. Stand By Me probably close second. I have only really just gotten into the older alien flicks, which Close Encounters is that for me. It's just an older alien
Well,
flick.
I mean,
so.
that one actually...
Fire in the Sky was my introduction to alien flicks.
With Close Encounters, that was actually part of that was not shot, but it was supposed to be based out of Muncie.
Yeah. So for me, it was Jaws, then Stand By Me. But what's really cool is you can really pick any of these and say these were awesome roles and these are great movies. So, obviously, Alice Cooper, we know very well.
Right.
As on top of, we are a media publication. We're a radio station.
We play his music.
We play his music. We love his music. So for Alice Cooper, now on top of being an iconic king of darkness, right. I would honestly rank him right up there. That plays golf, right. I would rank him up there with an Ozzy Osbourne as far as like those types of. If Ozzy's the Prince of Darkness, Alice is the king of darkness. Like
no, I wouldn't go that far. I would say
listen.
I wouldn't say king. If Ozzy's the prince, like
Alice
is like a duke.
The Duke of Darkness.
Yeah, the Duke of Darkness.
The Duke of Darkness. What are you going to say? Sammy Terry is the king of darkness?
Of the Viscount of Darkness.
The Viscount of Viscera. I like that. The Viscount of Viscera. We could probably come up with these all day. I'm not going to, though, because I'm not going to bore you guys. But
you just like that one because it was alliteration.
It is. I love alliteration. It's one of my absolute favorite forms of linguistics. I love to do it. I do it to my players all the time. And every once in a while, when we're playing D&D, every once in a while, my players will actually catch it. And I had one of them, she looked at me, she goes, that was like 17 straight words with an S in front of it. I looked at her and I was like, stank you. Like, it's just to be a jerk about it. I was like, stank you. But on top of all the crazy stuff that Alice Cooper has done musically, which is quite a lot, he was also in Dark Shadows, Freddy's Dead. Let me see. Hang on. He was in a bunch of other stuff. Hang on.
Like the Freddy's Dead one was funny because it was.
Jason Lives, but also he was in Wayne's World, and that's important. You guys don't. It's okay. You guys, that's back when SNL was funny.
Well, I mean,
I would say I'm sorry, Lorne Michaels, but I'm not. So.
Well, you could still see, like, the music video for, I think it's Feed My Frankenstein.
Yep.
Is from Wayne's World.
Yes, it is. Another fantastic song, by the way. But, and then obviously you got School's Out, stuff like that. So, for me, in the modern, like, as far as modern music is concerned, you got Corey Taylor coming as well.
Right.
And Corey Taylor, obviously from Slipknot fame. Slipknot fame. Stone Sour, for those of you who may not know who Slipknot is, maybe you're more into the lighter stuff, even though I wouldn't qualify Stone Sour as lighter stuff.
Well, I mean, he's not running around in a mask.
No, he's not. And he's also got the new stuff called CMFT, which is Corey MFR Taylor, which isn't actually listed. Like, if you go through the list, that's actually not on here. And I was like, oh, that's bad billing. That's bad billing. He's going to have something to say about that. Because that's his new band. Like, he broke away from Slipknot, and that's his new thing. Is he just kind of went on his solo thing. But it's a tongue-in-cheek reference to all the solo artists that like leave their band. It's like Sammy Hagar.
Right.
You know, it was like, Sammy Hagar had his own thing. This is called Sammy Hagar. All these other, Cher, whatever, but he literally was like, I'm Corey Taylor. I'm Corey Mother Taylor. And so that's what he did. And I thought that was always funny. I think that's funny. He actually did a song with Tech Nine for that. And I was like, that makes me very happy. I love Tech Nine. So, but yeah, Corey Taylor. I know that's not something you're as excited about as I am.
Yeah. I'm more of the movie guy. So.
Yep. Well, then
I mean, I like music. I do like the music. I do enjoy this stuff, but like bands and stuff, being around them. I mean, being around movie people it's just actually watching the movies is what, I get a kick out of. And talking to people.
It is. And like working on the back end of it too, I think that's part of my favorite, like one of my favorite things about working on these films with you and with Rutledge and Dog Days and all that, and doing these films, and even Kylie, like the super fun things that we did out there. Getting to meet and talk to some of these people, and at this point, literally being able to say, I got beat up by an Emmy Award winner. That happened. I got beat up by an Emmy Award winner. Or, yeah, he won the Emmy, right? No,
no. Dominic beat you up.
Was it? Yeah. Was it Dominic or was it Emmanuel?
No, Dominic beat you up. Emmanuel immediately got after you got out of the chair. And I went, and like nobody's gonna guess.
No, nobody's because they need to go see the Black Book. Like that's literally what you need to do. But yeah, okay. Now we'll talk about that off air because I was saying now I'm confused. Okay, but so in that same vein, just being able to meet those people, I know you're super looking forward to because we're giant nerds and we're also boys and we do boy things. And
well, I quite literally booked Ari Lehman for the Black Book at this show
at Days of the Dead
many years ago.
Yes, and it was great and awesome. And
I literally was like, "Hey, it would be really cool if you could do yada yada yada." And I showed him the script. I said, "I wrote this specifically for you. You had you in mind when I wrote this." And he read it and he was like, "I really like that." And
that was that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, so we're boys and we like looking at pretty things, and obviously, we get ecstatic when we see those pretty things, and so Bill Moseley being there is going to be great.
Yeah, no, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah. So Bill Moseley, for people who may or may not be aware, that's Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2. Mm-hmm. He was actually in Texas Chainsaw Massacre. He was in The Devil's Rejects. And
House of a Thousand.
House of a Thousand, yeah. That whole trilogy. He's literally in the whole trilogy. So, but Repo, the Genetic Opera, seeing him all like fancy and in his suit and stuff like that from Repo just makes me laugh because that's actually really how he presents himself. He doesn't have long stringy hair and stuff. Like he's actually like his short haircut, like waved off to the side. Like then you look at this picture and then you're like, you can look at his face and you know that's Bill Moseley.
Right.
But then you see him in movies and it's so cool. Like the transformations that these actors can do and these actresses can
do. Well,
I
think he also appeared
awesome.
I think he also appeared in something that was filmed here in town. Or not filmed in town by a director from our area.
It wouldn't shock me. He does a lot of.
I think he was in The Ballad of Sadie Grace. I think was the name of the movie.
He's been in a lot of films. His filmography is.
I know he
incredible.
was. I know he was. If he didn't do it, I know he was approached.
Yeah. And then for those of you who, I guess, don't favor Bill Moseley, you can always look at Danielle Harris. And her great work in the Hatchet series. I think she's only in Hatchet 2. Now I'm thinking about it. Anyways,
I love the Hatchet movies.
they're so stupidly great.
It literally got my sister. Scared the crap out of my sister.
Did it really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But my wife also had said something about, because we went, like, I was down in Louisiana, I was down in New Orleans and whatnot. I was like, hey, we
Right.
can go we can go like check out. You come on down here with me. You can check out the like all the voodoo shops, and walk
Right.
on Bourbon, and then go to see the real French Quarter, not the Hollywood French Quarter. Do all of this other fun
Right. Yeah,
stuff.
the
And-
actual,
and,
the
of
one
course,
that's not painted.
the first thing she said is, well, we're not going to take a swamp tour.
Why not? But yeah, one of the great scream queens from back in the day. She was in Halloween 4, and then she was also in Rob Zombie's remake of Halloween. So she was in Rob Zombie's first iteration of the Halloween.
Right. I mean, it's weird that she goes from playing
The child.
the child in the little clown outfit to being one of the adults that gets murdered. I mean,
in the remake for
Yeah.
Rob Zombie. Yeah. Well, that's
that's
and
a cool carryover.
It is, and that really speaks volumes, I think, to Rob Zombie's appreciation for the Halloween franchise and for horror movies in general. Is that he was, and it also helps that he's well known enough that he could go back and be like, hey, I see that you're still working on horror flicks. How'd you like to do this one? Right. So
Right.
and then she's been in a lot of stuff. So it's not like she's
No,
not just hamstrung to those things. She has literally been in quite a few movies. But yeah, Danielle Harris is one that I'm looking forward to. I really want to see that one. And then we got to talk about it because you and I have had this little beef going on for a little while. And lots of I've listed pretty much everybody that's going to be there. There's going to be more than that. This is not a complete list by any stretch of the imagination. But Lou Gossett Jr.
Yep, he's going to be there.
And Lou Gossett Jr., Officer and a Gentleman, Jaws 3D, and
Shut your whore mouth.
I guess Enemy Mine if you're into that, and I am not. Not my favorite, not even a little bit. But you're over here.
No. No.
It was so bad.
No, it was not.
So bad.
Uh-uh.
It was like you and I we're gonna fight on air because it was so it got a 6.8 on IMDb, right? So for rankings, it got a 6.8, which isn't by definitive standard isn't awful because 5 is average because it's out of 10, and a lot of people don't understand that. Is if they're like, well, it only got a 6, and I'm like, that means it's above average.
Right.
That's literally what that means, and they're like, oh. It's like, yeah, I understand you've been conditioned with surveys that 8 or 9 means it's the best, one of the best movies ever. But a 6 is above average, and a 7 is pretty good. An 8 would be great. 9 is holy crap, and then 10 is perfect. And for me to rank anything as a 10 in my movie reviews is next to impossible. But I also don't like giving standard reviews. I just make stuff up because I think it's funnier. But it's just me. But Enemy Mine was bad, a 2.
No, it
It
wasn't.
was a 2.
No.
2.
No.
I will give you 2.5, and that's as far as I'm going. I won't budge any further than 2.5.
Nope. That's just bad taste, sir.
No, I'm gonna go into IMDb and just drop the ranking.
Yeah, no, that's just bad taste, sir.
I feel like I got a 6.8 out of 2 reviews. I think it was you and probably
That was that's the difference in generation here, though. I mean,
I love Star Wars. I liked Close Encounters. I
Right.
liked Kroll. I liked
you like trash, yes, Kroll,
oh,
and then you're gonna dump on Enemy Mine.
okay.
All right, I see.
Oh,
how
so
you-
this is how this is gonna be. Okay. Okay.
the
all
low
right.
budget Conan.
Hey, first of all, low budget Conan's just Conan.
Well, yeah, but that's the point.
You have all of these awesome sci-fi flicks that were coming out. I mean, for crying out loud, Star Trek was out at that time, and they made aliens not look like smashed butthole mashed together with pepperoni pizza.
So they went with the lizard folk look. I mean, so did Last Starfighter. You didn't complain about Last Starfighter, did you?
Yeah, I kind of did because it was kind of.
Hoser. You're just a hoser.
Listen, I like
I'm
what
gonna
I
have
like.
to start checking your reviews more often.
I send them to him to edit, and he just doesn't. I will say this: if somebody put Enemy Mine in front of me, I would watch it. but I wouldn't like it because it's garbage, and I hate you for even suggesting that it's anything other than a hot, steaming pile of trash.
Yeah, he who likes crawl.
Kroll is amazing.
You don't like Amy Noise, but you're all about. Hello, Greg.
Okay, all right. You can't take shots at intentionally poorly produced shows. You can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'll just take the shot back and be like, I'm literally watching Enemy Mine right now.
Yeah, no.
It's foggy, garbage makeup. The only thing that saves that film is Lou Gossett Jr.
Well, it's
That's
no.
the film can be bad and the acting can be great. I think Lou Gossett Jr. does a terrific job. I won't rag on Lou Gossett Jr. because he's a phenomenal actor. But I bet every actor's got that one that they hate.
What, Quaid isn't a good actor?
Dennis Quaid couldn't save that movie. Or is it Randy Quaid? Was it Dennis or Randy?
No, Randy ended up in Canada hiding from.
Wasn't Randy Quaid in Independence Day?
Yeah, he was the one that went crazy and went off and
hey fellas, remember me?
Well, no, he was the one who in real life went off to Canada and lived in a shack or whatever because he thought the Illuminati was coming to get him.
Oh, well, it's because they are.
Hopefully
yeah, I mean that's very likely. But so that was Randy Quaid that ran off. So yeah, Dennis Quaid couldn't save that movie. I was right.
It was a good movie.
I mean, that's fine. Let's just move on because it's terrible.
Next thing you're going to tell me is Hell Comes to Frogtown was a terrible movie.
No one can disparage Roddy Piper like that. No one.
No, I loved, like I said,
Roddy Piper's amazing.
I got to meet him shortly before because he was at one of the conventions. I think it might have been Horror Hound.
Probably.
But we were talking. I was talking to somebody at a booth, and his booth was right next to us, and I was waiting for something, and we just kind of were chit chatting while he was waiting on somebody to come over to help him out or whatever.
I hope we get paired next to somebody cool.
That would be cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't really care. Out of all of them, I just hope it's somebody that's nice.
But he was I said, well, hey, that's cool. Whatever, thanks. I'm just a big fan, whatever. And I started to walk away, and he was like, well, what's your favorite? And I was like, And he goes, let me guess, They Live. And I was like, no. And he said something else, and I was like, no. And he was like, he just looked at me. I said, I know, my favorite was Hell Comes to Frogtown. And he was like, that one?
Every actor has that one movie they're like, oh, God, I can't believe I did that. That's Enemy Mine for Lou Gossett Jr.
No. No.
All right. So, yeah, Lou Gossett. Then you got Tony Todd. So
right.
Tony Todd's making the rounds again, and
has it been confirmed that he's in the new one?
Yes.
Okay.
The trailer has been released. He is in the trailer. So he was in Night of the Living Dead. He was in the first Hatchet. He was in Final Destination. He was the guy that was warning people. And then you've got, or no, I think he was Death. Wasn't he Death?
In which one?
In Final Destination. Didn't he play Death? Or it was long suspected that he was Death or something like that. But anyways, it was in obviously the original Candyman, but he's also in the new Candyman remake. That's a Jordan Peele production. That's going to be. I saw the preview for that. I saw the trailer for that. I'm so excited. Looks so good. When you make the cool thing about Candyman as an urban legend, which if you guys want to know who the real Candyman was or one of the real Candymen, make sure you check out Criminal Fix. It's a true crime podcast featuring Jessel, and she actually goes over Dean Coral, who is the original Candyman, and she goes into the mythos that created the urban legend surrounding Candyman. So now this one seems to pick up more on,
or you can also
iteration.
You can also watch the Black Book to get just a quick snippet of an understanding of the history of being Candyman.
That's absolutely correct.
Because it literally is. There's a whole scene where they're digesting
urban myth,
and Candyman.
Yep. Actually, they go over the two of the three because there's three of them total, but they go over the two of the three.
The scene got cut before the third one. We're not seeing it got cut, but the scene ends before he gets to the next.
Correct.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's all gone over in the Black Book as well. So you can check that either place, and if you want to, maybe check out both. Hey, but yeah, so Tony Todd being there is going to be super cool. I'm excited about that as well. I hope I get a chance to just like run into him. He also was in Star Trek, and for the life of me, I cannot remember if it was the second one or the first one. I don't know if it was Wrath of Khan or if it was the third one. Whatever one was like heavily featured Klingons, and I don't remember if it was the second one or the third one. I know Khan had a little bit of something to do with it, but I don't remember. It's going to drive me nuts. He's looking it up. It's like, screw it, on camera, looking it up. And I could have already, but I really want to. But he was in the Star Trek series.
I mean, he was also in Sky Sharks. So, I mean.
He's been in a lot of stuff, like Tony Todd. But he's making the rounds again for the new remake, and I'm super excited about it. That's going to be fantastic.
He was in the Orville. I did not know that.
He was in Orville?
The Orville, yeah.
Huh. I didn't know that either. I only watched one episode, and it was apparently the one he was not in. So, yeah.
I enjoyed the Orville. I was waiting for it to come back, but I never heard anything.
It supposedly got renewed for more seasons. I think they just stopped filming due to
Kofi. He was a Mocklin delegate, so he was off, kind of like the Klingons of Orville, like they're all heavily
nice
make-upped up, or like they had the prosthetics.
Nice. So that's a nod to the. That's a nod to the role he played in prior iterations of Star Trek, and apparently Orville was actually done in that same vein, but spoof style, while still paying homage. So
yeah, no, it was a better Star Trek show than Discovery.
Was it Discovery that came out around the same time? I couldn't remember if it was. Yeah. It wasn't Voyager. Voyager was Jane, Captain Jane, right?
Janeway.
Captain Jane. Captain Jane was No, I was going to say Firefly, and I was about to be eviscerated by Firefly fans. That was Jane was the gunner.
Mm-hmm. It'd kind of be nice if we had hanger or had some explosives right about now.
So yeah, he was
on Voyager.
Gross.
He played Alpha Hero, whatever.
Yeah, I didn't watch Voyager very often, so.
He was on Deep Space Nine as Kern.
Maybe that's where it's from. Maybe that's where I knew him.
And he played the adult Jake Sisko.
The adult Jake Sisko?
Yeah, because Jake was the kid.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I got you. I was like...
And he played Kern in The Next Generation, so he played the same...
Okay, that might be what I'm thinking then. He wasn't in the movie, he was in the series. That's probably
right.
Where... Okay. There we go. That's where I know him from then. Okay, well, regardless.
Well, no, you were like, oh, he was there. I was like, yeah, he was a Klingon.
He was a lot of Klingons.
Out which one?
Apparently, he was a lot of Klingons. I can't speak words
on the
today.
starboard bow, Jim.
On the starboard bow, Jim?
Klingons on the starboard bow.
Oh, Jim. You said Jim. Okay. You're doing the same thing I am right now.
What?
Like, we're so talked out because we've been having these conversations and doing all this stuff, and we're so... What's the word? Petered out of conversing and doing all of these things, and my linguistic skills between game and reading all those books, I'm just like
I'm just tired, I guess. Like, it's been a busy day.
It's been a busy month.
Yeah,
it's been a busy month, and the day's been pretty busy too. But so yeah, all of these great things coming for Days of the Dead, and I'm super excited. And of course, we're gonna be there. Now, This is important for those of you who have stuck around to the very end. I think all two of you. There is a caveat to us being there. See, we're not just going to be walking around and moving around and talking to people. No. We're going to have a booth in the vendor hall. And in the vendor hall, we're going to have this lovely display set up for the Black Book. Rutledge Productions, Black Book, and all the goodies that are associated with it.
The movie, the book. Hint, the movie will be available at the convention. If you want to get it
early.
If you want to get it early, go to the Black Book. Go to blackbookmovie.com.
Mm-hmm.
Order it there, and if you can get it in time, I'll sign it.
That's right. So if you guys manage to come to the convention as well, stop by the booth at the vendor hall, and we will allow you the privilege of purchasing a live copy of the Black Book as well as the actual book, and you can sign them both, and we will be giving them both for $20, so you guys can pick them both up there.
Yep.
So it is definitely worth it. You get both the book and the movie for $20. That's super cheap. I don't know anybody that wouldn't want that deal.
No, I mean, it's a brand new DVD. It's a brand new
book. Yeah.
You know.
And there are 14 stories. Is it 14 or 13?
13.
There's 13 stories in the Black Book. So not only do you get the book itself, but you
I
get
specifically
13 distinctly written stories.
I specifically wanted it 13 to be the unlucky number.
Yeah, because you're supposed to.
Yeah. I know, that's what I've been doing.
God dang it. Sorry. We are just the worst. And all of you out there are probably doing it too. You're welcome. So, yeah, blackbookmovie.com.
Our enthusiasm.
Also, big shout out to Rutledge Productions and them acquiring this booth space for us to obviously promote this movie, things like that. That's going to be fantastic. So, big shout out to Rutledge Productions as well, one of our sponsors, and Days and Nights Books. That's DAYZK or N DAYZN KNIGHTSBOOKS.com. Days in Nights, like old timey nights. Books.com. DaysandNightsBooks.com. So thank you to DaysandNightsBooks.com. You get all your cool gaming accessories there. You can find books and games and game accessories and minis and dice towers. There's a lot of stuff available on DaysandNightsBooks.com. So check them out if you would like some gaming accessories. Maybe you just want to set a dice.
They just made a deal with Timber Games. So there's going to be some more wood handcrafted accessories. Right now they're getting ready to put up a few dice trays, like tabletop dice trays and whatnot.
Get all that cool stuff.
If you are a member of geekpublicradio.com,
which you should be,
will get an extra 10% off your purchase.
Yep. And again, all the awesome fans that have stuck around this long, that's why you got the cool discount code. Well, you don't get the cool discount code, but you get the tip. $5 a month gets you a 10% coupon for DaysandNightsBooks.com.
Yep.
And it also gives you access. Speaking of membership, so we're going to pump this at the very end because we like to do that. We should probably put it at the very beginning too, but we're not going to. But if you guys become a member of our website, you will be given access to behind-the-scenes videos. You will be given early release to the videos that we put out on them interwebs. You will be given access to movies that we have acquired, as well as movies that we have the proprietary rights to, such as The Tube, all the other movies that come along with that.
The Tube.
Yep. We don't have Black Book movie yet. That's different distributables, so or different distributors. So we don't have the distribution rights to that. There's a long story and stuff behind this. We own Black Book movie. Book movie is ours.
But we actually signed an exclusive
distribution deal.
Yeah,
so before we can put it on any streaming service, it has to run its course through the contract cycle. Right. So that's movies work weird, bro. You ever wonder why your movie's not? Yeah, brah. Movies work weird, brah. You ever wonder why your favorite movie's not available for streaming? Because their distributor wouldn't put it on the streaming service. They didn't sign the contract. Blah 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 blah, etc.
Or they already had an exclusive deal with another streaming service.
There you go. So that's what happens a lot of times. So there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that goes into that. But anyways, I digress and I digest. There is a $5 membership that you can partake in at geekpublicradio.com that gets you access to all of those cool things. Not necessarily the brand new movie that we're just releasing, but it does give you access to some of the prior movies that we've done, as well as old-timey movies. Some of the original monster flicks are on there, all that cool stuff.
And if we hit a certain number, we're going to do a live screening of the Black Book.
That's right, for all of our members.
On there. as we talk about the fun that we had while we were making it. So, like, imagine the DVD extra where you would have like the producer or the director commentary and like stat or crew commentary or whatever. That literally will be live on the members only section.
I directed this, and you can't tell anybody otherwise. It's on tape now. Okay. He's edit. But yeah, so you guys can check all that out. So yeah, if we hit a certain number of members, we're going to do a live streaming with commentary. So that's going to be super fun. Let me see what else we got going on. Oh, that's right. August 28th. For those of you who are local, so this is for more of our local people. For those of you who are local, August 28th at Dickman Town Center in Anderson, Indiana, right off of 12th Street Meridian, there will be a screening for Black Book. So Black Book in the Park is the name of this event. A lot of you are going to find your invitations on Facebook and other places. I've sent those out. Chris has sent his, or Topher has sent his out as well. We're going to be sending out even more invitations to people so you
as
guys
soon
can
as
come check
Facebook
this out.
doesn't flag it as spam anymore.
Right. As soon as Facebook stops flagging us.
So many people.
It went out quite a bit. But this particular event is totally free. So all you have to do is show up, put your butt in a chair, and watch the flick. Starts at 9 o'clock that night. However,
there are some extras that you can get.
Lots and lots and lots of extras that we're going to be doing as well. So there'll be a cornhole tournament. There's going to be live music before the film. There's going to be drink specials, trivia, all kinds of crazy stuff. And we're in the process of getting a bike show together as well. So motorcycles, bikes. I have to clarify because some people are like, oh, bicycle show? That sounds like fun. But if we can't get motorcycles, I will absolutely bring bicycles to the park. We'll have a bike show.
Like I like a beach cruiser if that's something.
It's a thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, we're going to do a thing. But there will be raffle prizes, all kinds of crazy stuff available to you, local food and beverage choices from all across the Anderson area and maybe some outside as well. So we're going to be doing that August 28th, starting at 4 p.m. Screening will be at 9. So don't want to miss that. It's a totally free event. You don't have to pay anything to actually be there. But obviously, the goodies and stuff like that, man. Bring some money. Bring some money. Oh, and we're also going to do some bottle service things too. So make sure you save your money because we might be doing a special VIP offer. Oh,
yeah. The website,
also some meet and greets maybe.
As soon as we're able to have some downtime, the event website will be up.
Yeah, we'll have an event website as well. So we'll be able to do that. But for now, the event is on Facebook. It's called Black Book in the Park. Guys, don't want to miss this event. So it's going to be kick-ass, really fun. But yeah, so we've hyped up Days of the Dead, I feel like. We've hyped up our stuff. We've gone over our sponsors for once.
Talked over some horror movies.
Yeah.
Not a lot, but
Enemy Man.
Sci-fi, get over it.
Anyways, so yeah, I'm done. Tapping out.
All right. As I take my time to move.
I know he's like switches it over. I'm just like staring like blankly off into space here. Anyways, I've been crazy, Chris. Peace, y'all.
This has been Geek Public Radio right here on geekpublicradio.com. Hope you enjoyed the show. If you like what we do, check out geekpublicradio.com, and there are tons of articles, tons of pictures.
Do it.
Past episodes, and of course the members only section that allows you to get all of the stuff that Crazy Chris went over.
Do it.
Check us out. We will see you hopefully at Days of the Dead. So
peace.
You have a great day.